Hey everybody, am I on? We were there in the intro and it cut out on me. Welcome to another episode. Am I doing all right? Got my volume up. Tell me about sound. Finbear setting up. Welcome. I was inside of a Twitter space just now, facing reality, and Poltergeist were in there. Trillion was also in there. And let's see, what do we got going on? I just had coffee right next to my city council member and, the representative of my area. And a while back, whenever he was running for city council and going around knocking on doors and stuff, I was over at my neighbor's place just talking about gardening and stuff. And so I told him, like, hey, if you ever have any questions about cryptocurrency, give me a holler. Let me know. And, people judge you in all different ways, and I just think that, like, people who already know me, they're not going to ask me for advice. It's people like who know me down to my core, or people who are impressed with new impressions of a human being, right? So this is Hex Foodies, and the reason why we do this stream is because we're awesome. We understand God's law of nature and the purity of food that goes into your body, and it creating your abundance of life and thought. And we want to introduce as many people in the Hex community to what it is that we understand and how we're able to manipulate nature. I like to say that I am on a path to alchemy. So we're alchemists in nature, and the term for that is lately is permaculture. And Finbear, welcome.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, your mic's good. Is my mic good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man. So
What's been happening lately?
not not a lot.
Okay.
Pretty sort of just waiting for winter to come.
All right. Last night the temperature dropped like 40 degrees for us, and quite a few leaves have fallen off the trees this morning. So that's pretty interesting. And I got some. They're setting up for the Christmas stroll or something outside my door here. They've got a backhoe that's rearranging concrete blocks out in the street. So I wonder what all is happening there. Because this isn't open for business, they're not required, I guess, to let me know. So I could ask the young lady next door at the exchange.
Yeah.
That's so funny that I have an exchange. And then also, like, that proves that exchanges make money.
Yeah.
She can stay in business.
That's where they try to keep themselves. I noticed we're not visible on Hex streamers. Is that like an ongoing thing?
Hex streamers should be recognizing us. So that's
Yeah,
weird.
that's what I remembered as well. But
I'll
now
get
that
on them. That's Togosh. I'll get on them. I don't know why that is. My Hex Futures should be on there. Do you see recent? I did Hex Futures last night.
Do you have a YouTube on? If you put your YouTube on
true.
your phone, so we have at least 2 viewers. I can see Hex Futures here from yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not completely broken.
No. And if you open your YouTube to our channel, or rather yours.
All right, I got it.
It should pick up us.
Even though it's still
maybe.
Okay. Now it's picked up as 2 watching. All right, cool. Um, let's see. I have not been able to spend time on Hex Guild, and otherwise I would have wrapped up the HSI stakes. So whoever hasn't already gotten me Ethereum addresses, I'm just gonna go put it towards somebody who doesn't have a duplicate already. Reward them, and then um, I meant to figure out what episode number this is to do an introduction with the episode number. So I need to go through and do the thumbnails for each one of them. Um, we have name changed from Foodies to Guild. Our group purpose, I talked about that earlier, to introduce hexagons into permaculture and a truthful existence upon nature.
Yeah,
How would you describe permaculture?
like regenerate,
Mm.
where you make where you live just a better place than what it was when you found it or when you got there.
So typically we have been doing this on Tuesdays, and now we've changed it over to Wednesdays. This is our first time to do it on Wednesdays. Once again, uh, the HSI distribution is meant to be a shared treasury. Um, so I wrap that up in HSI stakes, and then those can be sent from Ethereum wallet to Ethereum wallet. But as Finbear so eloquently said the other day, we will be fucking those accounts to make sure that because those are not for you to use. It's meant to share the responsibility of reporting back to the group and having a group decision on what projects will fund. So the projects we don't yet know. So bring the projects into our
Yeah.
Hex Foodies chat and present your ideas to everybody. Um, and
Also,
then
we don't know the budgets either.
yeah, we have no idea.
So we don't know what we're going to do, and we don't yet quite know how much money we're going to have to do whatever it is that we want to do.
Right.
And as years go on, think the ideas can just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it can just fluctuate. And then also we could have a group discussion of maybe not postponing, but maybe ending stake early if it is that there's something there's some peak in the chart that we could see. I don't know. That kind of scares me now that I said that. So let's see. Group list
Yeah,
of
but
Zot.
perhaps like say if you're closing a deal or something and the valuations look good,
Hmm.
it might make sense to sell the stake that's about to wrap up. Or that's the one that's closest to maturity.
And these stakes were only set up last week. It's not like there's a big payday bonus attached to these things. And then we can also
Yeah.
mint the Hedron off of it, and then whatever other dividend like token is attached to it as well. Over on my G Drive, I started a table that's got an Excel sheet that's got the list of zodiacs of the members inside this group, and then also so the zodiac relates to the personality type, and then also I would like for people to add on there what is it that you would do for free. And it's not that we're wanting to take advantage of you, it's that we'd like to know what is it that um, you would be interested in getting involved in and helping other people learn about or do, or maybe you actually do have a passion of doing stuff for free, like maybe that's what you would do visiting each of the hexacos in the future. But just sort of like making sort of like laying the carpet for future growth, right? And
Mm.
then later on, I want to show a world map that has been created of like where it is that hexacos are already starting. So Zanzibar, Portugal, sort of, Texas is being talked about. Um, I think
Hmm.
there's one more that I can't remember. Um, and
It
then
was somewhere in
oh,
South America, wasn't it? The guy who was your guest on one
now
of the streams.
he wanted to sell his property in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah,
Uh, in and he also had some property. What was it, Belize or Puerto Rico? And then he wanted to. I think he wanted to buy in Puerto Rico, and what was it that he wanted to get out of Puerto Rico? That guy
I
was
think he had
Michael
something in
Morningstar.
Panama. He had something in Panama, didn't he?
He, I thought it was Belize. Belize was in there somewhere too.
Yeah,
So if I
yeah.
had to guess right now,
Anyway, countries. Yeah,
anyway, he's moving
go on.
around and he's he's got a little bit of building experience in the Central American country, and possibly Puerto Rico experience as well. And so it would be really cool if people looked at that stream. It's called Landing, and it was Michael Morningstar that was our guest. So I actually haven't talked to him lately, and so whenever we were having this back and forth earlier, setting up the stream and everything, he was saying that he was going to look at property in Texas and may be interested in meeting me at some of these properties. He's down in Sugarland, which is outside of Houston on the western side. So he's local. He's just as accessible, or he's just as capable of going to these properties that he had in mind north of there as I am. Um, let's see. That's the world map, and I would love to add more hexagons to the world map. If you would like to be added to the world map, just let me know what handle you want to be recognized as, and I'll plop you on there. Right now, I've been advertising on Twitter that I've got a bunch of business cards that were brought over here last month during a party that I had in this space. Victor Fan Network, Hex Fan Network out of Houston brought over a huge box of like thousands of business cards that are they remind me of the postcards that we've been sending out, or the original postcards. So it's almost like a miniaturized version of them, and they're pretty sweet, but they might be going outdated because we continue to grow, and so it says like there's so many stakers, and the number just keeps on going up. So I would
Hmm.
love to get them out to as many people as possible. And I think there on Twitter I've gotten like 30 people or 35 people who have sent me, they have DM'd me their address or PO box. So that's really awesome. I've been getting
Yeah,
those things out. I actually got my days and nights mixed up again. So um, last night I sent out 2 rounds, and this morning I picked up some more stamps at the grocery store while I was running errands, because I'm stamping everything and I'm sending out. What's up, Diraj? Diraj, I'd like to know, man.
hey man.
This 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 tub of plastic that I just purchased from the Tractor Supply store that has, cancer causing crap in it. Should I just say fuck it? Should I return it and go get a better one for $200 or $300 more? Or should I just keep this one that's $100, and all I'm gonna do in it is ice bath? I mean, I might catch some rainwater in it. Please, Dr. Diraj Moore, please tell me. I would love to hear from you. Um, and then I'd like to remind everybody it's kind of a it's kind of a theme right now, that people are like, our our community is getting tested right now, and it's a really fun time with everything in the world. And I'm actually very thankful that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter and is allowing like people to have accounts back and people to talk about COVID on Twitter and um, you know the skew of politics and stuff. So
You wanna
it's a
you
really
wanna
interesting time to be
know
alive.
what you wanna know what that reminds me of?
Oh, what's
It's
that?
when the communists took over in China. They had this. They declared like a 2 year test period. I think it was called something like the blossoming of 1,000 flowers or something, where people could, where everybody was encouraged to give all the propositions on how the Communist Party could do better and how it could be better. And everybody was encouraged to come out with their ideas and air out all their differences. And once that period of time had gone on for long enough and everybody's names and attitudes were in the books, they just gathered everybody up and shot them. So then it was really a lot easier when people think that they're safe. Everybody starts to air out their emotions. And I think Elon Musk is working on his own thing. He's been talking about that uh, X.com that he has. He's been really like he wants to do a similar social platform as the Chinese have that incorporates all the payments and all that stuff into the same thing. So I don't think he's gonna use Twitter for anything that's beneficial for any of us in the long run.
Yeah,
That's
in the
why I
long run.
that's why I haven't still signed on to it.
So I have old tweets that call out Elon for I think you're a fraud. I think you're a fake. So I'm not convinced. And so yeah,
No, I'm not at all.
I've
Yeah,
got I've got my thoughts backwards or all intertwined, you know.
yeah.
So I
He's been out
appreciate this and I hate this and
he's been out in public wearing a suit jacket that had the New World Order embroidered in the back of it. It was a white jacket and white embroidery, so you could only see it from one angle. But yeah, fuck that guy.
wicked, 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 wicked. Um, let's see what else is going on. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna dodge bullets in a lineup, right? These are not
Yeah,
the drones you're looking for. These are not the.
this is not the hexagon you're looking for. You're looking for D Raj. You're not looking for this guy.
um. So what I was getting at was that we're in this certain time period in Hex's development and our community development and all the world's crypto development. That the best thing I can tell a Hexagon right now, if you're new to the community, or if you're semi, um, if it, if it is that you can't just retire right now off of Hex and say fuck it, I'm just gonna get off of all social media and just go do my own thing, then please just uh, stake a little bit of Hex, whatever amount of Hex you want, and work on your passion and really fine sharpen your tool, your passion, and love the thing that you do and your God-given talent. And there in the future, then your if it works out the way it has for me, then your Hex will then help you fund more of your lifestyle that you've decided for yourself. Because if it is that you wait until you get wealthy to decide what sort of lifestyle you're going to live, you'll most likely not be happy because you'll be searching for people to love you. You'll be searching for things to do with your wealth. You won't understand the new energy that you have towards things. But if you get content and you love yourself and you work on yourself now, I think you'll be much better off. And this is something that I've been putting into Twitter Spaces, and some people have given me instant messages or DMs saying like, "Hey, we need more of this." And I totally understand, because typically people are just talking about, what's the next move or what was the last move, and tearing other people down for their ideals of like, oh, I wish I could have made it in Zen, or I don't know. I don't want to mention any others.
Any other of the silly ones?
Yeah. So let's see. We've got a bunch of guys over in Portugal. I think at the end of this upcoming month, uh, Morton Hike should be headed down to Zanzibar. I think the last Hexaco that I was trying to pull out of my mind was the New Zealand Hexagon chief down there.
Yeah. I just spoke to him the other day, as it happens.
Well,
Quickly, oh, nothing in particular, just a
I don't have
quick,
anything.
hey, how you doing? Just had a quick word with the man.
Oh, okay.
So at least he's still alive, and that's
Yeah,
always
right.
good.
I wonder how that construction's going that he showed us, where they were filling in the gap with mud, and it was a wood framed. Was it wood or was it metal? Did they put up metal?
I don't remember
He had a
that.
structure. You may not have been on stream.
No, I don't think I was. I think it was pretty late that one time when he was on.
So how do you feel on us doing the streams on today, like this time
Like
period?
Wednesdays is the timing is pretty good for me. This is like really go close to the kids' bedtime, so it's nice. All the friends have got left and gone to their own houses, so it's really not. And I don't care if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. Hey, Paul, good to see you, man.
Well, let's see. The link to join is in the chat if you'd like to. Daraj told me in the chat that I should probably change out, if it was him, to change out the plastic tub that I have, cancer causing, with a metal tub. So I guess I'm just gonna have to go see that cute cashier over there at the Tractor Supply again today.
Oh, damn.
Too bad.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
what are
didn't
you
even.
using the tub for? I had some things I had to sort out
Mm,
on the phone. So are you doing like cold immersion things, or what was it? Did I
yeah, I was just thinking that I'd do an ice bath. Sub Daraj?
That'd be freaking
Yep.
cold?
Uh,
Yeah, of course it'll
Oh
be
yeah,
cold.
so
it
I
is. Yeah.
yeah, the
Hope,
thing
hope
with ice
hopefully the
baths, I like.
internet potato works.
Yeah, actually, I have a feeling that people leech off the bandwidth, and I think hopefully at this time most of them are asleep, so I'll have better connectivity. But speaking
Good
of
deal.
ice baths,
Yeah.
I really don't like subjecting the body to extremes. So,
Okay.
like maybe ice bath is a bit too much. like even there's extreme hot saunas and like it feels good, but really we don't know its complete effects. But hey, if it try it out,
Yeah,
if it
but
works for you,
people
it's
have done
good.
it
uh,
over
Other
here. People
thing,
have done it for hundreds of years.
yeah,
They they saw
They
like
saw out the
they have
ice.
this big saw.
yeah,
Yeah, you saw a big block of ice out from a lake, and you push the piece of ice underneath the ice in front of the hole, or you pull it out of the water on top of a root cellar or something, and bury it
yeah.
with
So
sawdust. And people go
yeah,
swimming after a
makes sense
sauna.
if you are living in that area.
Yeah,
Makes sense
it's
if you are living in that area. But
yeah, sure.
if I am from the tropics, I really hate cold. But
Mm.
Yeah,
one thing
yeah, me too. But you can
uh,
survive it.
uh, one thing like I've seen is there is this water clinic by I think her name, what was her name? Ronnie Leaf, Ronnie Leef. So she's, yeah, Israeli. I came across her in I attended one of her workshops. So what she has in her clinic is basically a refrigerator or freezer, the one that opens on top. So she
Yeah.
fills it up with water and just turns it on. You get ice water, dip in it. I'm kind of
Oh.
thinking of having that one. Maybe you can store bodies in there as well. So something to look at.
Oh man. Oh, I don't want to dox myself, but I do have some stories from over here. Let's just
Like,
say that you can store many a bodies in freezers.
oh, actually, I had a friend. Like we were from Russia. She was telling us a story that like people going out in the snow and like dying in while it was snowing and their bodies being found out a year later when the snow melts. It like gives chills, doesn't it? I think
I hear that happens on
It has to
Everest
be
all the time.
yeah.
on where?
But
On the mountain, Everest.
Oh,
yeah,
probably. Yeah. Yeah, or somewhere like Siberia where
yeah.
you can be
Joe Rogan on
like
his podcast mentioned it, like there are lines of dead bodies because it's like you cannot carry them back, so they are like what you call milestones
yeah.
of
Yeah,
of
once you come to the dead Finnish guy, then you take a left and go up 200 meters. There's the dead French guy. Then you're really close to the top.
yeah, man. But that's the thing, like, and yeah, it's nice. But I think we should uh, move back to the light from the dark humor side. But uh, yeah, I was just thinking about like what Davin is doing regarding the postcards. I'm thinking of like instead of postcards, like sending out greeting cards for the new year. So
So
that
we do have a Christmas card being produced right now in the postcards group,
yeah,
and we've also got a Celsius, an anti-Celsius postcard to send out to all the Celsius people who, because of the lawsuit, I believe their address
They're
or their
doxed.
names,
Yeah,
yeah, their names were released.
uh,
yeah.
So
I
we
really
haven't
don't
done a
think
New
it's
Year's one yet.
productive. Like yeah, the thing with using addresses which were doxed, it's like eh, people get negative vibes from it. Like you guys are using like
Yeah, but they
hacked
tweet about
material
it.
kind of thing.
They
So
tweet about it to all their followers, so they make it too worth everybody's while. You
It's
send
an
out a
it's an
thousand
image.
postcards, and the tweets get a million views. So it's too
yeah,
profitable.
It's an
yeah.
image, so it's not like there's an intimate letter where you're like opening it up and you're like, oh my
Oh,
gosh, like
yeah.
this is scary anticipation. Instead, we're just sending them something, and it might actually have whoever that guy that was the CEO of it.
Is it
Uh,
Mashinsky?
yeah, he
Yeah.
might we might put his face on it and say something like,
Merry Christmas.
yeah,
Best wishes,
Stay safe.
Mashinsky.
like put his face on it and say trust no one.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds good, man.
Remember.
Sounds
Trust the code instead.
Yeah, I
yeah.
wonder how long the bullshit is gonna last. The guys don't understand where where the hex comes from. But where does the extra hex come from? I don't get it, man.
But
It's not
yeah.
actually. It's not that difficult of an equation to calculate where it comes from.
So every Tuesday night, I join an Austin area Bitcoin group meetup on one of the Zoom lookalike meeting rooms digitally. And last night, some of the guys got quite a bit more interested because they do understand the subpoenas because I've told them about the subpoenas, but they've just gotten more and more interested. They've asked more and more questions because I just continue to every other week or something like that. I'll come in there, and this time I did it from this space, so they were like, "Oh yeah, nice chair. That's interesting." And I'm like, "Yeah, it was just a prop for a party."
Yeah, that's something that a lot of the Bitcoiners don't understand. Like
So
they
I
don't make so much in terms of gains that they can just get prop chairs for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
So and I would suspect that they've spoken amongst themselves, and they're coming to a situation where nobody can shoot it down anymore. You've sort of explained all of the you, you've explained all the fear out from them, and they have nothing else to do other than to get to the sort of the conclusion, which is obvious now, that hex is not actually, this is not pretty bad, but too bad actually, guys.
They started saying like, what the fuck is the SEC doing? They're not arresting Sam, but yet they're issuing subpoenas to the Hexicans. What's going on here? They actually raised that question.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, I don't want to get political. I don't want to get conspiratorial, but."
Oh
And
yeah,
so it's just
like that's a bad thing. I don't want to give out that I actually might be thinking for myself.
yeah, and I the same. Yeah, I think like the chair kind of is the proof of work that you have put in. So at least they know that. I think people now understand that it's a part of. I think the technical term is Zahavian signaling, like basically
Like social
peacocking. And,
sexual signaling. Yeah.
hey,
hmm,
who
So
was
they're
it?
like your big peacock feathers, the human version of it.
I've got my wallpaper shirt on too. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I just got this at a
No, but
country
it's
club.
like the settings over there are pretty freaking awesome. Like you have a mural and all that stuff. That is that
Yeah, I
is
don't even have to wear
above
Hex on my
average.
shirt anymore. I don't have to have
Yeah,
a Hex hat anymore, even though this is the Hex Texas logo for our
yeah.
Telegram group. I've got it here on the wall, and at night the light, the black light reflects off of it. It's really nice. Um,
That's cool.
so Paul, we changed the logo a little while back, but I finally changed it on YouTube. But it's been changed in the Telegram group for a while. Um, I I forgot, was it Kelt Hex who created the logo? It was one of the guys that's in France, I believe, and he's kind of on the
Yeah.
go, and he made it into a T-shirt, and then he had to do some stuff, run around. So um, yeah, we changed the logo, and it's pretty awesome. And hey, Red Squirrel, hey Turin.
So, uh,
Okay, it's not
are you
Kelt Hex.
guys looking into any specific projects for I think we still have time, but we will be having the first treasury stake coming out soon, I guess. So I think we have still 6 months.
Yeah, it would be five
So
months or so.
I think it's gonna have to be staked out again.
You
I
say
know.
that, but we could just, turn it into some print material.
Well, we could. Yeah. Yeah. Or we could use it to make an animation or something.
Oh yeah, we could pay somebody to do a highlight video of things that we've talked about on here or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Or we could spend it all on online poker.
We could bet it all on black.
Yeah.
you know,
A, a Mexican treasurer puts it all on black. Just imagine the clickbait titles and stuff. We would go viral so fast. How much was the treasury? Well, it was $83. I had to pay some expenses, and there was this end-staking fee.
Celt Hex says put it on red.
Yeah, we see a drift in the group. We've already split into two groups: the
Yeah,
reds and the blacks, and then there's a couple of stupid zeros.
there's there's some poking action that Paul wants to do.
Yeah, but I think that's something that you have to do on your own expense.
I think, but we have like 6 months. You can come up with better ideas. I had a kind of a project pitch I had to put up, like, so this. Now I know it will sound funny, but listen, hear me out, okay? It's called Bakra Kistope. It's a name of an old play, uh, but basically it means goats on installments. So,
Nice.
so basically,
Layaway goats. You can get a layaway plan for your goats.
no, see, every year there is a festival where a goat is sacrificed. I think it's not just in India, in the Middle East as well. But so people buy those goats and they range kind of like from it range in thousands of dollars sometimes. So yeah, basically my like thing would be like buy a young goat, we let it grow to full size before being sacrificed, and
Yeah,
people who want to buy them, like
they could buy
people,
them from us. That doesn't sound half bad, man.
yeah, like they can buy it using hex, and we can stake that hex till the goat grows. So
That'd be freaking awesome.
yeah, like
And we could have I don't know if this is a little bit crooked, but say somebody uh, grows to like a goat from pictures or something and doesn't like the idea that that goat is gonna be sacrificed, they could adopt it, and instead of buying it once fair and square and killing it, they could pay a monthly installment for D-Rush to keep it alive.
Uh, That's an even better idea. Like
Because then
continuous.
then you could have some poor bastard punch in their credit card number, and you could go and tap it every month. Yeah, look at the goat; it's still alive. $8,
Uh,
thank you.
Proof of good.
Yeah, that's perfect, man.
but uh, but no,
Doesn't sound like a
like
bad idea at all. Well, are there any particular traits that are desirable in a goat that is to be sacrificed? And what happens to the carcass after it's dead? Do they cook it?
yeah, cook it,
Is it so it's
make
eaten?
biryani. They
Yeah,
make
okay,
biryani and distribute it. Usually it's distributed.
all right, cool.
I like
So
Celtics.
it's not a waste.
You know, everything is utilized. I like Celtics' idea as well. Show the goat to a vegan and say pay up or we have it killed.
That's hardcore.
Actually,
Uh,
I've seen the interview Paul is talking about when they were doing a news clip when I think it was New York or somewhere where they had a huge lottery winning, and the dude was like doing his lottery, and the journalist was asking, "What are you gonna spend your winnings on if you win?" And he was like, he wasn't phased at all. He was like, "Oh, hookers and blow, all of it."
I saw that
yeah.
one.
That's freaking
Old me.
hilarious.
I've also seen one where this guy goes up to a little kid and asks him something, and he goes, "Wouldn't you like to know, like small man or reporter man or something?"
Yeah. And
And
then there's the apparently guy.
apparently,
Apparently, we're here at what was the place? It was some.
and well, apparently, and we sit and watch the Powerball. That's when he gets the remote from his grandfather.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Gaimon gets it.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
make the vegans pay.
Did you guys?
Daraj, any of those ideas, put them in the chat as uh, project idea colon blah blah blah. Explain it out, and then that way we can search later on project ideas, and then just go one after the other and put them into a table.
Yeah, I just want to leave this out here because texts can be removed. But Davin's idea was to invent a car that works on urine.
Mm-hmm.
That was his idea from this week. So I just want to put it out there so that the universe knows that we mean business.
Well, I mean, we're sitting there looking at hydro run cars, and so it's just like, well, shit, man. Like, I gotta pee while I'm driving. Why not just pee
Make
into a
it,
container and use it?
yeah,
And it's
and
only one
and
little filter more, right?
yeah, and P is better, like in terms of conductivity than just water because it has all the salts and stuff in it. So
So
I would
I wonder
imagine
why
if
it's never
it would
talked
be
about.
easier, it would be easier to separate the hydrogen from P than like regular tap water. I'm no expert, but D. Rush can fill us in.
I mean, I don't want to get in a wreck with my wiener inside of the tube or whatever it is that captures the pee, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being able to drive and pee at the same time.
That sounds like living in a civilized country to me, man.
I mean, why isn't there a gap right here between my legs?
Why isn't
whenever I'm driving.
instead of like a zipper or a button fly, why don't we just have a flap here that's like sideways, and when you sit in the car, you just like spread your knees a bit and just fucking pee on the thing, and then
Yeah.
it would collect the urine from there and process it on its way out, and then your car would work with that thing.
It's because the shit that people eat these days, their urine would just stink up the entire car.
I think it's a conspiracy from the big zipper
I
and
looked up when
big
zippers.
button. Big zipper and the big button are in cahoots with the military industrial complex
I looked up when
and big
zippers
pharma.
and Velcro were invented, and I have conveniently forgotten because I wanted to convey to my niece that they're not very old. My niece is 8, so I always try to bring up concepts to her.
I think Velcro was invented
Much later.
before the moon landing,
Hmm.
and zippers were like First World War, Second World War, something like.
Actually, zippers were a long time ago. a,
No,
a long,
are
long
they?
time ago,
Oh yeah.
and then they didn't catch on, and then like 30 years after that, then they were issued or put into production and picked up, and then Velcro is much much later. So zippers are like 150 years ago, while or 170 years ago, and then they took up real production 120 years ago, and then Velcro is just 50 years ago or something.
Yeah, 70s.
Yeah, so you're right about the moon landing stuff or the fraud.
We hook in between our legs. That's actually, yeah, sometimes.
Velcro was
You
created by ETs.
because Davin brought up this point that he was teaching his niece. Like I had another idea. Like since we are the Hex Guild and we have so many different professionals with us, like can we have like a small video of like intro to like what you do in your profession, or like to just to get kids interested in your line of work. Now, I don't have to do it specifically because the entire Asian parenthood is promoting being a doctor, but yeah, like
You're,
if you had to like for example, Davin is here doing technical drawings. Like if you wanted to um, uh, get someone, because I think now we are in the time period where the exams for
Decentralized education.
yeah, decentralized education kind of thing, but the schools have their exams in the coming months, and after that there is this thing, like during this period there is like career counseling going on.
oh
So
yeah, and like
like
student selection and
so we can get people like get students interested in not just being mainstream things, like
yeah,
uh,
yeah. So
that's
you
just
mean like a like a career day in Hexico?
I'd like to encourage people to go get their
yeah,
hands
kind of.
dirty, go get physical, go get your hands dirty, learn materials rather than sit there and fucking draw them inside the comfort of an office and fuck up the rest of your body while you're doing this project after project, trying to shave money off of each of the projects and get disrespected by everybody involved. Like it, what I have done in my life, I'm proud of the way that I've navigated it, but my God, I would not recommend anybody do it. Whenever we graduated from architecture school, some of the people were taken off to the side and told, do not go into architecture. We just gave you an architecture degree, but we don't advise you go into architecture. And the reason why is because the university just took their money, gave them a degree, they weren't deserving. And then all the people that I've kept up with, like there's Facebook groups that I can keep up with the people that graduated architecture with me. Maybe 3 of them have licenses now and are practicing as the head of their firm, but the rest of them, they're either CAD monkeys or they've gone different directions.
They're
So
doing completely other stuff.
yeah, to where like, yeah, you have a bachelor's in something. So it's
That's a
it's a
waste of
weird
money.
time. It's
Absolute waste of money to go to a school like that.
See,
Um,
because I went through it and like, I have all the experiences from it. I can't say that it's like a complete waste of time.
No, but if you're not working in your field as like a grown up after spending
Does the
after
field
doing all the
does the field even exist is what I'm getting at.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like architects, there's like w- if you look at half of the architecture in my town, or even like 3/4 of the architecture in my town, it was built by a developer who didn't even need an architect. Instead, the codes were in such a way, and people were already so used to building in such a fashion, they just continued to develop in that way. They didn't need an architect. You you need an engineer's stamp to make sure that you've got the water running off the property appropriately. Um, People know how to put 2x4s up and everything, and they don't need an architect's stamp for that sort of thing. And then you go over to the box stores, and there's no like special architecture to a box store. All it is an engineer stamp that the thing's not going to fall apart
mm.
whenever it catches
When
fire.
it yeah, when
Or
it's windy,
yeah.
yeah, or a snow load or something.
So something that we used to laugh about in architecture school is like you drive into the parking lot in front of a box store and you wonder, oh, where's the entrance? Oh, it's that dark spot over there where you can't quite see in.
Yeah,
You have this full facade, and then there's just like this open area that doesn't get any sunlight, and that's your entrance.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I think this is why we should be doing kind of these um, X career day, like warn the students about the negative aspects, because if you guys have attended in school or anything, you had a career day kind of thing, they only tell you the good part. Oh, you will be so like and I think once you are kind of progressed in your career, everybody has a similar opinion. Like I wouldn't want my kid to be a doctor. Like becoming a doctor. The joke is like put out is it's like becoming pregnant. Everybody likes the outcome, but nobody knows how many times you were fucked for achieving that outcome. So uh,
Damn, dude.
it's true, man. Like,
It must be true, man.
Dude, hey, do y'all know the romance to architecture? Like, if I tell somebody that I'm an architect, like walls melt. Like everybody's like, "Oh, my childhood dream of being an architect."
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's pretty funny.
yeah, I think like even I had a kind of a like in career day, like our career counseling, we were given like write the three choices. One of them was architect. Doctor, being a doctor was not on my list at the time. Like, but at the age of 16 or 17, who has that much like understanding as to about your own inclinations, that what do you want to become. But yeah, I hear you. There was a whole series regarding architect in love, and if you watched it, like How I Met Your Mother, the main protagonist Ted is an architect, right? So I
Oh
hear
yeah,
you, man.
he is. He is. Yeah.
So
Hey,
Hex
listen,
on Air
guys.
says that
I I,
he just
I
woke
gotta
up.
hop out,
Okay.
but you guys continue, and I'll see you next Wednesday. It's sauna time over here. I gotta go and get naked.
Cool, cool. Sauna. Go sweat it up.
Ladies, fellas.
Later. Let's see. Red Squirrel says, get a practical trade. Always have something to fall back on. Totally.
Eh, Universal. eh,
In
I don't know
Japan,
how
it's
it is.
even worse. Everybody has to work in accounting first. That's interesting.
Yeah, like
Crunch the numbers.
it's like the like even I am not like, but I've only read about it, and so I can only speak like third hand. But the corporate structure is kind of very solid in Japan, so you have to work your way through, and people like once you join a company, they stay with the company for their entire life. Like, so eh, Japan is a complete different scenario. So yeah, so I think it would be nice to have like just give a maybe a 4 or 5 minute video as to why you should could join a career or think about a career, or maybe not think about it. Like, yeah,
He says, for
understand.
understanding the organization of work value. Yeah, that sounds good. Um, I'll start thinking about that. I'll write that down and start mulling that over. I also have some videos that I need to analyze for the Hex postcards group because of like I could compile all the times that we've gotten people triggered on Twitter. Um, and what else? I wish that somebody did, Bobby H, how she's been doing Hex News. Well, I wish somebody did sort of like a Hex News more often. Maybe had it like first person where each hexagon did a video of what it is that's on their mind, and then they deposit it in a certain place, and then one person just went and grabbed all of those. Say it's like 7 of them, just grab them. Boom, there you've got your work done. You know, and I don't care if
Yeah,
like somebody's ranting or whatever. Like if if you're a hexagon that's making a fool out of yourself, then this is the time period you're going to learn from it, and you're going to either go further in or go further out. So be it. I mean, that's the times that we're going through right now.
first of all, making
I was
those
talking
kind of
about
videos,
making
like,
videos. I was talking about making
yeah,
videos
yeah,
just by itself. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, making videos, it takes a lot of effort, man. Like, and right now,
Totally.
like, uh, and I don't know anyone who has that much like video. I hate video editing. Like,
Right. Me
I
too.
have
And then whenever you
like
work the thing, then you have to hear the same audio over and over in
yeah,
your sound, uh and then typically, like, if it is that we wanted something done and we asked of it from somebody else, then they would like up the price, up the price, up the price, to where like it could drain our coffer if we requested it from, you know, a participant. So we need somebody that works in media who is, I guess, already quite content with their position. I don't know. Sometime in the future, I think that, you know, as we grow and grow and grow, somebody's gonna pop up and say, "Hey, I'm interested in doing that." And so I'd like
Yeah,
to bring SJ up to the forefront of everyone's attention. SJ is purchasing what used to be like a shuttle, a small bus, and she's turning it into the Hex shuttle. And she's asking that every Hexican like ante up what it is that their profession is, that they could help out her with getting this shuttle updated and making it to where she can live out of it. And so she already knew that she loved van life. It's just that with her last relationship, the guy took her van. So she realized that she wants to go back to that and be a bit nomadic. And so she'll be able to travel to all the Hexican events, and even more than that, all crypto events, and even more than that, all social events, and represent Hex. So we have an opportunity to, um, you know, spread Hex and to sponsor somebody at the way that they want to live the passion of their life. And so I believe that the same sort of thing will happen, where there will be a non-selfish Hexican in our community will say, "Hey, I'm interested in doing this for everybody," and they're not going to overextend themselves and hurt themselves. Instead, they're going to know their boundaries. They're going to know their comfort level. They're going to be. They're going to be. What is it? They're going to be okay with saying no at a certain level. I have only recently arrived at that position, actually, in like the last year or two.
yeah. For me, I'm just too lazy. uh,
I think
uh,
Frosty has some margin, Keltec says. Marcavelli, welcome to the moon.
uh, um,
So
so
everybody,
yeah.
we've changed from Tuesdays to Wednesdays. And so I'm speaking in Texan terms or English terms. So from Tuesday at noon Central U.S. time to Wednesday noon U.S. Central time. And just the reason for that is because I believe that I can communicate better on Wednesdays and it fits my schedule better. I hope it fits y'all's schedule okay. And then, of course, I've said this multiple times. If anybody wants to take the reins of this sort of thing, exactly this thing, um, you're welcome to it. Keltec says Wednesday's fine.
They don't have options. You have to
Let's send some fake bills over to Frosty.
do with it. I
You're cutting out a
I
little
think,
bit,
yeah,
Raj.
Frosty was doing. Yeah, Frosty is doing. I think he was in Puerto Rico or somewhere there. He
It was
was
either
posting a lot
Ecuador or
of.
Peru that he's got a residence, right? And I haven't
Yeah,
seen him lately, but one of the guys came into the spaces just a while ago, Twitter spaces, and he said that Frosty was in there in the other room talking for a while recently. I really haven't heard from Frosty in a while. Paul has corrected me. He's over in Ecuador, or he has a that's typically
yeah,
his residence, Ecuador.
yeah.
And I know that he
And
comes into the States at least every 6 months, right? Because he's not a citizen of Ecuador.
but he was like the party life kind of promo for Hex. Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
was going
definitely.
great. But yeah, right now I don't like. I think like most of the Hexicans are doing good or doing okay with the bear market, but still like rest of the crypto community is in like bleeding tears. So yeah, I wouldn't be shoving it in their faces. But anyways, Hexicans are going to party anyway. We have, I think, like, is it today, tomorrow, or the day after the 3 year anniversary, right? So, 3 years have gone so fast, like, and
December 2nd.
yeah, so day after tomorrow, 3 years have like literally flown by. Uh,
So
so many things we have learned.
who do you think is bleeding the most tears?
Right. Yeah, I think it's kind of a tie between those who had their money on Celsius and those who had their money on FTX. 100% loss. Like, and from like, I don't think they're going to get those crypto back, man, and definitely not going to get it when it would be the most profitable to. Like, so, anyways, mm,
Well,
I'm
yeah, Keltex was letting us know that Frosty was in Spaces for 2 hours, or no, 2 hours ago, speaking to RG3. I did hear RG3 talking about the what was it? The basically the counteraction of the subpoenas is uh, some of these guys uh, uh, going to the SEC, and I don't really know how to explain this because it's very unclear, but they're raising money for lawyer stuff. Um, Advice to all new Hexicans: don't donate. Let the OGs take care of this. And then also, as an OG who's been watching this, I'm not so certain that this isn't a little bit selfish, that what they're doing. So because they're involved with another investment group, and they've already, had their amounts of lawyer stuff related to like what is Hex a security. So um, I don't know. I'd keep your finances separate from all this subpoena stuff.
yeah. See, donation is like I wouldn't recommend it either. And for me, like I am out of the SEC jurisdiction, so it doesn't bother me either way. So
Diraj, did you say to yourself, "I'm gonna stake for 3 years"? This is what Paul Sachs is wondering. I
uh,
I don't know how many people actually did 3 years. I think a lot of people did 1 year and 10 year, 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, and then a lot
actually my
shorter than 1 year.
my first take, um, like the one that I kind of free claimed with my Bitcoin, a small amount. It was 5 years, then I've had some shorter stakes. So now those shorter stakes came out, and I restaked them. So after, of course, I did take some profit, but there is I forgot the name of the site. I think it's on Hex Vision. You can see how many stakes are coming out. Yeah, a lot of them are coming out, and those who had been staked for 3 years are up. I think 50,000% or approx that 500x. So there will be some profit taking at that end. So not really bullish. But of course there are people waiting to buy as well. So my I think we will see a slump, but the price will go back up again. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial expert, but yeah, all I can say is put in some. Hello.
It wouldn't be a good day if I didn't get locked out of my computer or whatever. It just shut
Now there
down.
are two of you.
Yeah. Oops. Accidentally took you off.
It's okay. I that's the problem. Like even I thought I was frozen, but it's good. So
All right, here we are. This is hex.vision, and this is when sticks come out, right?
yeah, and if you can,
Oh goodness, here we are, right?
if you can, I think you can just drag the like highlight a certain area. Yeah, it will focus on that. It's very slow. That
Hmm.
elastic thing. It looks into, but so yeah, the price most likely will drop, but by how much we don't know. Just keep buying, keep putting your limit orders wherever you think is a fair price. Right.
Yeah, so this is November. Yeah, people were staking out on 1 year increments. For some reason, it's not zooming in. I'm not gonna force it.
Anyways, but you guys can see there is a huge stake coming out. I don't know whether if that stake is related to the OA, could be, but
Hmm.
uh,
All right,
what
Daraj, I
is
think we're ready
yeah,
to wrap it up, man. Um,
okay,
are you gonna be going to bed after this?
yes, it's 3 a.m. So
Goodness. All right.
no,
Well,
I had a bit of too much of caffeine, so I was awake, so I decided to join. Anyways, yeah, there will be some stakes rolling over, but yeah, and there will be some profit taking. So don't get shaken out. Stake your hex. That's all I have to say.
this is everyone's last chance to be a part of the shared treasury, the decentralized treasury. Oh, Finbear's in the sauna right now listening. Thanks for every day, every stream. Thank you, Finbear. And thanks to Raj. Thanks for being here. And I'm gonna play the outro. Oh, first Let's see this this Finnish Santa Claus.
Welcome to the hood, brother Finbear.
Hey Finbear, I don't think you've gotten me your Ethereum address, one that's not attached to your personal finances. And also, if anybody has any ideas on slides that I could be showing in these front windows, that's what I'll be working on, as well as those HSI deliveries. All right, Duraj, cheers, man. We keep getting comments. Nightmare.
Okay.
Have a nice day end.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta interrupt it. One more.
I mean, it seems like food coins have been very popular.